Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. You know who we are. I am Jay, aka the Modern Texan. That's my co-host over there, the EXO intro. How are y'all doing today? How you doing, EXO?
I'm doing well. How are you? How are you?
It's a great day, man. It's a great day, bro. It is playoff season, and we get to watch the film to the game that got us into the playoffs. Can y'all even believe it? This is craziness. We're about to go into the playoffs. Worst to first, this is a good year. 2023 gave so many blessings. 2024 is about to give us a whole lot more. Playoff football, baby. It's a good time. Good time to be alive. For those who don't know who we are, I am Jay, aka the Moderate Texan. Started this podcast a little over a year ago just to talk some football and then try and bring everybody right back to the middle. What does that mean? Does that mean you're wrong? Does that mean you're stupid? Does that mean this dude over here is ridiculous and this dude over here is dumb? No. What it means is that most of the time, we agree on a lot of stuff. Probably about 95% of the stuff. But about 5% of that stuff we disagree on, and we disagree on heartily. Let's try and meet in the middle somewhere on that 5% of this stuff so that we can bring things right back to the middle and be a little bit more peaceful. That's what we do here. We like to have those nice, eventful, and helpful conversations. All right. If you guys don't know, you can see all our information down below in the description. It's got my email, or the email for the channel. It's got EXO's information for Twitter. It's got my information for Twitter. It's got all how to find us on Spotify and every other surface that we're on out there for podcasts. Although only here on YouTube and on Spotify will you be able to watch the video afterwards, if you so want. The others are going to be audio only. If you can, feel free to give us a like, comment, and subscribe. We love to hear from you. We love to talk with you. We love to see how everything's going. What's going on, VJ? What's going on, Matty, my guy? It's been a long time since we've talked. We got to talk again real soon. How you doing, VJ? Good to see you, my guy. Thanks for coming through. We love to talk with you. We love to chat with you. Follow us, chat with us, DM us, hit us up on Discord. It doesn't even matter. Just chat with us, talk with us, have that good conversation. Let us bring it all right back to the middle. And like always, my friends, you know how I am. I like to ask, what do you guys need me to pray for? What do you need us to pray for? What do you need to talk about? What do you need to just get out there? I'm here for you. Go ahead, send me an email. Go ahead, hit me up on Twitter, Discord, wherever it is. I'm here for you guys. It's here to have a good time. Go ahead and talk with us. All right. As you guys know, we have various subjects we talk about, but before we ever get started on anything, I always bring up a quick side note. Today's side note is not going to be very difficult. EXO, you're out there in Houston, right? In the H.
Yep.
You're out there in Houston. All right. The weather tomorrow is supposed to be real nice, but Sunday, my friends, it ain't going to be super nice. So, for you out there, EXO, I'm putting this PSA out for you. If you live in a house or you live in an apartment, make sure you keep your water dripping. Don't want you guys' pipes to get busted. The next thing you know, you're flooded out and standing outside in the icy cold. That would be really, really dumb, really fast. My friends out here in the rest of Texas, go on. If you're out there in the house, go ahead right now and get your pipes covered up because it's about to get real cold. I don't know if you noticed today was really windy. Cold fronts coming through. It's going to be freezing. Just ask the Chiefs and the Dolphins as they are about to hit that negative 27 weather. Make sure you guys food, make sure you guys get taken care of because I do not want to hear of the power going out and all y'all being hungry at the end of the day. If you catch my drift there. Anything else you got to say on that, EXO, before we jump into what we're really here for?
Nothing too much to add on. Definitely stay safe, stay prepared. Get your supplies in now. Stay off the roads if it's too icy. Be safe, stay blessed up. Let's get to this film, though.
Yes, sir. Let's get to the thing that we're all here for, the film. Let me go ahead and jump over to it real quick. If it decides it wants to show its pretty face. Bear with me. Oh my goodness. Hold on one second. There's technical difficulties going on here. Give me 1 second. Uh-oh. While we're doing that, a little bit different today. We're going to have 10 plays. Luckily, it's all from one game. And then afterwards, we're going to be doing the play crafting that we did before, if you guys remember, where we kind of just talk about a play, how it went wrong. What's up, Mike? Good to see you, bro. You'll get your time, man. I promise. I'll try and do some stuff after the game, bro. We'll see how that goes, though. All right, give me a second. Just make sure all these plays are in the right order. They seem to be. All right, let me share the screen. Share. Let me go big here. Good to see you, Mike. Retreat, how you doing? Dreddy, how you doing? Or Dre Day, actually, how you doing? All right, y'all, let's jump into the film. This is the first play. Let's get it started. I think we all know what play this is, though. BT and the Texans 22, how you doing, my guy? And man, I'm going to just let Exo talk about this play. I'm going to let him talk. See here, man.
No, it's just a great way to open up a game. Great, beautiful way to open up a game. I thought our original question talking to the folks of Texas 22, whether they're going to come out in, is this going to be a cover 3 type of team, or this is going to be a 2 safety high look? Are they going to try to play into CJ's strengths, or are they going to try to play into his weaknesses? So I liked first play coming out the gate, we saw the 2 safety high, and we assumed it gave us a 2 safety look, but great play call by Bobby Slowick and poor play execution by the Colts defense. You see that based on Dalton Schultz stemming up and isolating the safety, stemming up the seam, causing his eyes to see where that safety was going or see what that tight end was going. It caused the safety to pull down, go against where he was going, and getting a one-on-one look with Nico Collins and on a cover 3 look, which we all know that CJ leads the league in positive yards. So seeing that safety stay down, keep his eyes cheating. It was just it was one of the greatest ways to open up a game. I don't know how y'all were watching this, but I know it was crazy for me. I almost lost my voice. It's a great way to open up a game, and I thought it was about to be a beautiful game coming forward.
It was a beautiful game. There's a couple of things that I really, I know you talked about the safety kind of coming down there, but one of the things I really want to do, and I'm going to pause it here, this cannot happen on a defense. You got a dude 1-on-1 here, and yes, this should have been 2-on-1, but you cannot have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys. You dropped 7 back. You cannot have 6 defenders. 6 people back in coverage on 2 people. They literally dropped 6 for Schultz and later Singletary, who comes out of the backfield. And we'll see that here in a second. There are 6 guys who occupy this space. And Juju Brents, as Yo said here, hey, what's up, man? People forget Brents is probably one of the best RAS corners out there that we've seen this year. And Nico, he had a 4.4, I think it was a 4.45 or something like that in the combine. I don't know what else to tell you, but besides he just ran by him like this is nothing. Can't let that happen. Can't let that happen, Colts defense. You can't let that happen. That can't be going on.
You see how they drop into a cover 3 look. Probably did a match at the bottom based on that corner on the right side playing down. Or they're playing a cover 6 look, one of the two. And you saw that he thought he was going to help in the inside quarter or the inside third. and there was nothing there. So at one point in time, a young rookie realizes, oh, I have no help inside, or somebody bit, somebody's not playing, and so it's just me and this guy in open field. And I'm glad we had a quarterback to see that look, stay in the pocket, knew he was going to get a lick, but knew he just needed enough time for Nico to open up at the top of his route. Beautiful. This is beautiful to see.
Here's the thing I really want to show y'all as we go into the tight view of this, because we do want to see how the line kind of reacts there as we watch Nico celebrate. But one of the things that I think really needs to be called out here is when Case Keenum was in, these deep shots, they didn't go away. They were still there. They just weren't hitting. And this is what we're getting from CJ again. We didn't see it as much in the Titans game. They tried to protect him, get it out quick. We're seeing it now. And he's accurate. He's on point. He's ready to push the ball down the field again. And by Jove, I don't know why we have 4 offensive linemen right here that you could throw a hoop on. But
this is the byproduct of a twist, and having a interior twist. And you see, this is just, yeah, they coached up to do twist pickup and like probably Indy and all like that. They're taught to how to pick this up, but this is one of the more uncommon twists throughout a game and through pass coverage. So pass defending coverage. So you will have to have an interior combinations with like having this. What's the best way to put it? But just basically having this in a situation where you have the interior 4, but since it's a heavy set look, you got 2 unboarded linemen counting as tight ends. And so you don't really run defensive line twist picks up from this formation and whenever we have practice like that commonly. So our O-linemen are not used to having the guard, the backside guard pick up anything that rolls over top. At the beginning of play, we already engaged in with the 3 technique. And so I'm not expecting the other defensive tackle, one technique here. I'm not expecting 3 technique from the other side to come over top in this situation. So they just, especially in the heavy personnel, they got it deuced up, do it up. So it's just uncommon situation, but I'm glad CJ stood in the pocket and was able to deliver that ball. And so this is just an interior twist that, our line didn't pick up properly, almost get our quarterback killed, but I'm glad the quarterback was good enough to make that play.
Yeah. Quick question on this. I'm not trying to play craft this, but I wonder if it would have worked once the twist begins here and Shaq starts losing it, if it would have been right here, if instead of Heck just running directly into this, if it would have been better if he comes up underneath and kind of fills that gap.
Yeah, it would have been beneficial at that moment, but that goes to the point of the difference in the tier of player. Like Heck is not a player you expect to make that type of heady play, but a higher caliber O-lineman probably would, maybe. That's more of a higher IQ play. Other players in the league kind of made that. I remember seeing hysteria, kind of ironically, Quentin Nelson making the play his earlier years in the league, where he came across the line to pick up a bits that came off the edge seamlessly without a hitch. And so it's just more of a headier play, more of the savvier, more football heady IQ players. And so that's anything against Heck. Like Heck was just trying to pick up a situation that was breaking down. So that's nothing against Heck, but it's just we're just, as you obviously said, nitpicking a little moment in it, but in the core essence, the O-line coach is saying, hey, y'all kind of played this, y'all played this horribly. I need Juice to keep a better head, and then I need more communication with the interior line if you understand there's a twist coming. And so we can, I don't know what would happen in that situation, but, it's the first play of the game, and I'm glad that was the outcome play.
Yeah.
In a situation like that.
We don't want that hit, but we do want this to hit. And that's what happened. So going on to the next play here. I guess I'll start off with this one. We guys kind of, if you guys remember the game very well, I do, and this should have been another 6 points. It should have been another 6. And I'm going to pause it and step through and show you why it should have been another 6. So right here, Nico catches the ball and is about to run upfield. Let me kind of show you what I mean here once he catches it. I got to pause it at the right time. All right. So from this point here, if Nico does not slip, the only person who has a shot to stop him is this guy right here. He's already too far back, and you'll see it from the wide view, but he's already too far back. He's too far away. Nico's about to turn and run this ball upfield. This is Juju Brents. He's about to run this ball upfield. And the only person that would then have another chance is this guy right here, this linebacker. And you've got a blocker. If he does not slip, you're talking about 2 passes to Nico Collins for 2 touchdowns. I mean, this is insane. It is crazy that we were about to score again. And they got lucky we slipped. On that last play, I guess you could blame Heck for that. That was just a good twist, I think. Would you see what I'm seeing there, XO?
A little bit. I was saying during the game, we could have got a lot more extra yardage in the play if he doesn't slip. I know he felt it. I know he knew he could have cut up and did something like that. That's still, I think his name Quentin Brents. I think he's 6'3" corner, long corner. And I don't know his range out there. I know by the end of the game, Nico was cooking that man all game, and he went out with a hammy injury at some point on, I think, a Nico Collins catch. So he was, I think Nico had his number all game. And so if Nico, if you give it a little half a second more when he gets feet on the ground, see where, so it would have been, if he was able to fight through that tackle, as we've seen through, I think, points throughout the game where Nico has taken a couple of different outs and a couple of different in routes and fought through the couple arm tackles. He's able to make that play if Brents doesn't, I guess, attack the proper way. If he doesn't try to alligator tackle, if he tries to just use his hands or use his arms to trip up Nico, Nico's kind of proven he's strong enough to fight through that if he's able to. So I sort of agree. I do feel like I agree if he beats Brents, that's a touchdown. I feel like Beck can angle properly, or it's going to be a big gainer. This, it's NFL. People are fast as fuck out here. Part of my French, but people are fast as hell out here. So hopefully next time Nico keep his feet and able to prove that he's able to turn that up for a 6. But I don't fully. A little bit, to me, I don't fully believe he could have got 6, but I do believe if he's able to beat Brents up the sideline, yeah, that's a big gainer. That does have a possibility to go for 6.
Yeah, the keeping the feet bit is hard. But what I also wanted to say is let's look at what the time that the O-line, even with Heck out there, because remember, Fant's not in this game to start yet. This is just Heck right now. Look at the time they give him. He had the time. If that wasn't open, he had the time to scan the field.
Heck was almost about to get his.
He was getting pushed back, but he's got the time. He's got time.
But in those situations, I've seen where tackles, you're just trying to gather the opponent, try to knock off all the forward momentum, forward push by a power rusher in that moment, instead of going to speed. You try to fake speed, go power into it. I felt like Heck could have caught himself, and so it would have been a good play. He would have had enough time to readjust in the pocket and throw the ball.
Yeah. And the reason we kind of talk about that is Mechie does kind of come open up there.
Never mind. Yeah, Heck got beat. Yeah,
he got beat.
Yep, Heck got beat. I'll be proud.
Gotta blame Heck for that. Let's go on to the next play. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. All right. Quick, easy, first down. Exo, what are you seeing in this play?
I'm seeing CJ Stroud being decisive on the play. Our O line giving CJ enough time, just enough time, scan the field, analyze, get the open look. They went. Can you go over the top of the play again? I think this is one of the plays I think they fake. They gave a two safety high look, and they rolled into a one high look. Let me make sure. Rolled it a little bit. Let me see. They tried to disguise it. Yep. So they tried to disguise the look a bit. Gave a two safety high look, and they rolled into a one cover three look, saying they can deceive CJ a little bit. CJ realizes it, takes what the defense gives him, hits Dalton Schultz right there in the voided section, because they did try to dog the line. So they had a little voided area in the middle. He maybe could have took a shot to Xavier Hutch, but it would have been a really big timing thing, because you're not trying to get your receiver killed. But at a point in time, if he did drop it in there earlier in the route, that could have turned into a little something. But I'm glad he was able to decipher everything, take what the defense give him, and keep the chains moving.
Yep, I agree. And just like Brando's saying here, right? Like the tight end is wide open. Let me get to the right banner here because we're in the film review stage. I disagree that if he for him throw into Hutch here, because as soon as Hutch stems his route and starts going out towards the boundary, this safety or DB, I think this is a corner here. It might be a corner. I think that's a corner. Not sure. He automatically pulls back. So I think if he throws that pass to Hutch, that's a pick.
Yeah, I agree with that. So that's what I say is a timing thing. So at the top of his break,
you'd have had to throw that here. Yeah.
But it's you're trying to ask for a lot right there, and you're trying to get your receiver killed in a moment where if you don't drop it in at the right moment, if you just turn his head at the right moment, it's just not there. So I'm glad he was able to scan and take what the defense gave him, and he was able to move the chains a little bit. Let me see the O-line real quick. They was trying to do a late twist, I think, on the edge, or they was trying to do a late move. I was mad. I'm not mad. I'm happy they were able to get enough depth so that a late twist doesn't even affect anything. It was able to get them. One of the keys to fight twists is make sure you get enough depth. So all they doing is running around, looking like cut off mice with heads, mice with their heads cut off. Yeah. So I'm glad they was able to get enough depth. CJ was able to analyze the situation and dump everything off.
Yeah. Great play, as you said here. Got to give Heck his props here, as he did get enough depth. Same with Tunsil. You can see that they're pretty much at the same level here. Tunsil's a little bit further up, but Heck, both of them kind of get the depth to stop any type of twist from happening here. So that's a really good play by both tackles. All right, let's get this play. Ooh. Stingley, for those of you who haven't been watching Stingley has been balling out all year. He started the year pretty good. People were just not throwing in his direction for good reason. People then, when he came back from his hamstring, decided that it would be a good idea to throw in his direction, and he proceeded to get 5 picks in that period, that time frame. And they tried him again here, thinking that Mo Alie-Cox was big enough and fast enough and strong enough to beat our number one corner. That was not the case. Shout out to Stingley here. Great coverage. Got there quickly. Had good pursuit on the ball. Knocks it out. We go to the next play. What you think on this, Exo? Anything crazy you're seeing here?
Yeah. I kind of like. I don't want to be mean to all the Petrie lovers and haters. I just think this is just one of the moments where you can see how they adjust for players' abilities and coverage and stuff like that. Instead of this being a regular cover three look, this is a certain nuanced way of how they will run cover three in their situation. Um, I'm glad that they got Petrie running the flats, something that he can be able to be real instinctual with. He doesn't have to. I feel like he doesn't have to think a lot. He can really rest on his instincts as a player, just beat around the ball. And so I love the headiness of Derek Stingley because the ability to decipher the mesh look that they trying to give with the outside receiver and the tight end, how they have a offset receiver on the hash instead of uh playing it more to the boundary, and the ability just to decipher, all right, I know I got the deepest man in the situation and able to make a heady play and have the talent enough to make a heady play to disrupt that ball. It just shows his ability that uh, what he can be. There's certain plays in this game that he did get got on, but they respect you enough not to throw the ball, or we understand that you're talented enough to make up for any like gain space. As you can see here, the space he clears and covers is great, and so I just hope he can stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, we're gonna have a top 5 corner on our team, and that's going to be amazing.
Indeed, indeed. Uh, Harris is also in that line too. He almost gets a hand on that ball. So that's also a really good throw by Minshew because he has to get that ball over Harris and out in front of Stingley, who gets there just in time. I mean, it's a good throw. That's a really
Good throw. One of my biggest gripes on this play with Harris is the fact that he didn't take his midfield responsibility for that tight end leaking out like that. And if you know it's an obvious run play, just go out there and chip him. Like you obviously know where he's about to go or where he's trying to get. Throw off that timing, help the team out, and get there. Eyes was in the backfield a little bit, but I get it. We're nitpicking a lot, and he's trying to decipher what's about to happen in literally a second. And so,
yeah. And I mean, again, he's Emmanuel Acho kind of brought it up earlier in the week with how offensive coordinators will try and trick your defensive players, especially when it comes to who they're supposed to have in their responsibility, right? And we know, I don't know where his exact responsibility is, but he's probably right now keying on the running back.
and so the only reason I say he was keying on he was keying on what Gardner was doing, just trying to see if they're trying to give an RPO look, if they was trying to do a little run fit look, a little wham look, a counter look. And so that was it's still a great play by him.
Mm-hmm.
And it just shows that I see what they see in him, and I see how they can, like he's almost there. He's almost over the hill. I'm like, all right, really seeing the field as a linebacker. And I hope he
coming
makes that step
downhill.
because like he was just making sure he got all of his checks before reacting to the fact that, all right, running back peeled out, tight end peeled out. All right, it's a run. Let me go to my pass responsibilities instead of like, all right, let me make sure they're not trying to do any funny business underneath. And so that was that split second in him reacting for him to actually get a hand on the ball or disrupting the play. And so once he takes that next steps, like he's going to be a top 10 linebacker in the league. And so you have a top 10 corner, top 10 linebacker. Like once players can take that next step, It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. The reason I kind of talked about, him kind of, there's probably a count, right, of who he's supposed to have, right? You got the outside guy. Kind of go back so you can kind of see, right? Got this 1, probably 2 and 3, right? Maybe 1, 2, 3. Probably
So
1,
it's
2,
more
3.
like responsibilities are like.
Yeah.
So as we,
And so, yeah. But the thing that I'm saying is, I'm wondering if he initially, I know he's got eyes in the backfield, but I'm wondering if his initial responsibility is here.
so go to the tight view. So the tight view, you can see whose responsibility is in the running game, in the passing game. When he peels out, you can see Jalen Petrie peels out immediately as soon he reacts. As soon as the running back move, he moves. And so you can see Christian Harris' eyes. I'm just trying to make sure I'm looking over the entire O-line. And as soon as I realize, all right, there's no funny business like a backside screen or underneath screen or like a counter play, I'm reacting to my pass responsibilities. So if he's able to analyze, all right, as soon as the running back gets out of there, obviously it's a passing situation. Let me get in my pass lanes. Let me get my pass responsibilities. And so as soon as he feels that, it's going to be great because he was almost there. He got to his landmark, but he wasn't able to adjust after landmark. Because as soon as he realizes, I got to give him my pass responsibility, I got to give him my landmark, react, boom. And so once he gets a little bit more comfortable, I feel like we're going to see even better Christian Harris.
Yeah, because him getting to his landmark moved him just enough to get him out of that passing lane, which if he had been there a little earlier, that could have been a pick. And man, that's good stuff, buddy. So close. All right, next play. Let's see what we got here. Oof. What do you see here, XO?
I see greatness, man. I can see greatness in 7. I'm not gonna lie to you. I see greatness in 7. We got a mass protection look here. We got some mishaps and pickups, but enough to help out a situation. I see Juice taking the most serious or the most dangerous attacker and just trying to help something out. Need a better block by Devin Singletary a little there to get CJ a better ball, a better ball. I see a great, beautiful ball thrown by 7 to Nico, and I see Nico making a great play, just making a great play. And so I'm just glad the situation having to happen there. One of the reasons I don't like mass protection looks, but one of the reasons why mass protection looks concern me, just in like past situations here, is the fact that you really only got two routes going at one time. We was able to slip out a tight end a little bit earlier there to give us a chance at a deeper route, but sheesh, I almost see Mechie almost pop up.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna bring up in this play, Mechie.
And so I see some great plays here, and I don't know who said it earlier this week, but yeah, I'm still not out on Mechie. I just still think he just gotta get back acclimated to NFL ball. I do think that year off really took really dulled out the iron. So he just got to sharpen that bad boy up again. I'm glad he's getting these looks in this time that Tank's not here, even though I'm mad Tank's not here. But I'm glad to given opportunities for some of these receivers on the bottom of the depth chart to get some time to refine some things, because we're seeing Xavier run better routes, more crisp routes, more finesse routes. There's a couple of plays in here and during the game that if once CJ and Xavier get that rapport, Xavier going to be something nice in this league. Yeah, and same thing with Mechie. Mechie got to get the timing of the my thing with Mechie is he has to understand the style of receiver he's going to have to be in the league. And then he just has to build up that rapport with CJ with that style. And he has to mend that. Because as you can see, he could be one of those more finesse, quicker twitch type of receivers, but he just has to get that timing down with CJ to understand. Because he can understand, I got to run this route a little bit harder just for me to have that finesse moment sooner, so CJ can know I can hit this quicker. And so I'm glad we got a positive play on that, but I can't wait to see what Mitchell turns it into.
Yeah, I kind of agree here. Mechie's hands have been a problem. He's when he gets shots, he doesn't capitalize on them. That's absolutely true. One thing, though, that I really wanted to point out in this play is that there was a route last game that Mechie ran that he ran a bit too slow, that he didn't make the right decisions. And yes, he ran the right route, but he was supposed to be open sooner, and he wasn't. On this play, however, there should have been 2 flags thrown. One, the flag for the horse collar, which we all know actually happened. That would have been a touchdown by Nico. But 2, Mechie cooks 30 so bad, he gets face masked.
Jeez.
That's insane. I mean, this dude's on 2 knees, face masking him. That could have been a touchdown as well. No, I do agree here. I think this is VT running the account. I do agree. Mechie's hands have been a problem. He hasn't been as sure-handed as he was in Alabama. And that's what we need him to be. If he can get that reliability up, him and Tank can be dangerous, bro. You've got some
I need
danger.
my bad for my French. I need better effort from Singletary on his block because this is insane.
That's been the issue also all year with
Jesus
Singletary.
Christ.
Yeah, is that I as much as I love Singletary, one of the problems that I've had with Singletary all year is that he is the worst pass blocker on this team.
Jesus Christ.
And we have Darian Gumbawale on this team. Singletary's worse. I mean, you can't let that happen.
That's how he got hurt last time.
Yeah, you can't let this can't be your chip block, bro. Really?
I need better. Like you go get my quarterback killed.
We can't allow that to keep happening. Like that can't keep happening. But here's what we need to also realize. That is a dot from CJ while taking a hit from 94.
Greatness. It's greatness.
Like who else have we seen make them throws? Like who else has done that in the league? Come on, y'all. Come on, H-Town. Are y'all even ready to watch this in a playoff game yet? Come on, y'all. This is a great play. There's many reasons why it's a great play, but this is a great play. The first is because CJ, with pressure in his face, gets this ball off accurately down the field, and he throws this with anticipation. He has just gotten his head around. He has yet to beat his man. He never really, and like there's dudes right there. 2, both receivers that we sent out won their route. We talk a lot about how our receivers don't win routes. Both Mechie and Nico win their route. And we could also say, if we go look back at the wide view, maybe even Xavier wins his route as well. He does. So, and also keep in mind how far the sticks are. Like, this is crazy. And yeah, I don't know, top 3 probably this year. But look at that. I'm gonna pause it so that you guys can see where the sticks are. Look at where we are, the 30. Look at where the sticks are.
17. 17.
We're behind the sticks.
17 yards the first down. We got to get a first down.
And this is on second down. This isn't third. This is second down. We didn't have to get a first down right here. We could have thrown it to Xavier Hutchinson and let him run 3 or 4 yards up the field.
damn near off my back foot getting blasted. Pause. But I'm throwing dots out here.
And you had 2 touchdowns possibly on the field if this doesn't happen. If you don't get a horse collar tackle right here or a face mask right here. I need y'all to understand, Houston, just how good your offense has actually been. Just how insane Bobby Sloak has actually been. Dang. Let's move ahead. Let's move ahead to this next play. But just when we get good, sometimes we don't play that well.
Yep.
And things like this happen.
Give me
You see
the
a lot
type
of
you, big
good.
dog. Give me the type you, big dog. I want you to know every linebacker in this play misses this goddamn tackle.
One. Well, there's only one other one.
Go back. I want to see the angle my man Christian Harris took at this.
Well, he's blocked over here. He got blocked. But
on the run play, when everybody knew it's the run play, look at my man Christian Harris is reacting. Why my man late? Why are you reacting late on the run play, my guy? Your eyes is already at backfield looking at Gardner Minshew. That'd be my problem behind certain shit, man. But reacting late, and we have Christian Cashman. Cashman making me realize, we still need a linebacker to go alongside Christian Harris.
Cashman's played really well this year. We could all agree on that. Put that in the chat. Do y'all think Cashman's played really well this year or not?
He's played phenomenal. Phenomenal. He was worth what? That 5th round pick that we got, that we sent up. That 4th, great. He did. He lived up to expectation. The Jets had a problem with him staying on the field, just getting on the field. He's got on the field and done more than what expectation was for that man at this moment.
Yeah. But you know what else is happening right here? I think what we're seeing here is JT saying that's my son right there.
Cashman made me feel like he was scared to tackle that man. He was afraid where he was about to go. And I respect it. But it's just like, and let me get the type view one more time. Let me get the type view one good. I don't even need any run play, I just need to see the type view. Yeah. Because this is egregious. This is egregious.
I mean, your boy Petrie takes the tackle out.
Petrie is this is where you earn your seat. You're going head up with a guard 2 times bigger than you. But look, I'm going to take this motherfucker out so you can be head up with the ball carrier so you can make the tackle. I'm going to make that was a nasty move by JT. I'm not going to lie to you.
Do y'all remember Petrie did this earlier in the year too? He did an exact same play like this.
That
wasn't like this, but he did it against the Ravens. He did it where he took 2 players out, so it was 1-on-1 between Stingley and him.
That's the one you look at the linebacker room like, shit, so
he's going to let that happen? That's what happened there.
Our DB's going to take back angles too, but hey, I'm not expecting the running back to make it this deep when I'm supposed to be covering a receiver right now.
So earlier, I also was in a space with VT, Leo, AD, the guys from Texans 22, the guys from H-Town Rundown, and a couple other people, some Browns fans, and I talked a bit about Steven Nelson. So for those of y'all that are in there, we're in that space, welcome in here. It's good to see y'all. But this is what I was talking about with Steven Nelson. Look, Steven Nelson is running. He's going all out. He was going all out there. He ain't got that burst.
Like I said, bro, like I'm old and I'm just trying to cover the receiver. I'm not expecting JT. Oh, he looked up. Oh shit, Jonathan Taylor's here.
Yep. And goodbye.
Yeah, bro. I'm not 23 anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But that right there, that's where you see it.
They're 4 games away from me from saying, "Hey, bro, go ahead and drop back there, man." What you mean? Cover 3. No. One safety high. I need you to get to the middle, big dog. Go ahead. Yep. Go ahead.
Yep.
Oh man.
But even though we had all the good, you guys see, there were mistakes we made. Petrie does his job, but Cashman can't. Nobody can get out there. Nobody can catch him. So we get 40 put on us by JT as part of his 166 yards he ran on us. Let's look at this play. See what happens here.
All right. All right, guys. All right. If y'all can sit down here with me 1 second, just sit down here for me 1 second. This is one of my biggest things. One of the biggest qualms I have with our heavy looks, our big personnel, is how we fit up in our run scheme against these looks and how we fit up in these run schemes and attack to the second level. And one of the biggest things, Leah from Texas 22, shout out to the guys again. Shout out to the guys from the H-Town Rundown. And shout out to the other podcasts, the boys Rubens and everyone's, and the guys, my bad guys. I should have gave y'all a better thing, but this was one of my biggest gripes. And it was the most ironic shit because it's like I'm seeing us not running correctly in the big formation and the heavy personnel, but I see the other team on the other side of the ball run the same formation and they run it correctly and they get better gains. And it's because, to me, this is a personal thing to me. To me, I feel like in the O-line way of fitting up this look, I feel as though that they need to incorporate more deuce blocks amongst the O-line to make this fit better. I get the concept of you're trying to fold under or fold behind penetrating linemen, get your linemen out in space earlier so they can hit their line markers faster. So by the time the running back hits it, it should be an open lane. But to me, you're allowing for penetration, and the biggest disruption in a run game is defensive lineman penetration. If I have to readjust my run lane and miss my run gap because I had to readjust for your penetration, that's all I need as a D lineman. So if we have more better deuce looks or deuce box looks incorporated into these heavy looks, I feel like we can run better. And so we can talk about this play a little bit in depthly in the film breakdown session. I know we're kind of running long on time and I want to get through all the plays. But if you fit this up better, you have a better ability to get to these linebackers in this situation. And so if you're trying to get out in space, get out on looks, I don't know if you want to do this right now. I can talk about it in better session. I would just say if we can get more looks and attack the interior looks so you can get to the linebackers, I feel like this would have been a better ran play. And if you watch the game, when you saw Jonathan Taylor and the Colts O-lineman, they incorporated more deuce looks and had that responsibilities drilled into the players blocking on that play. So they knew how to engage the first level and to exit and engage the second level seamlessly to provide a better lane. So by the time the running back gets to the second level, that's kind of the first time they actually gets touched or they have to readjust their run.
Yeah, we'll talk about this play. We'll go back to this play in the play crafting portion. But I do kind of see what you're saying. You're asking Heck, who, again, there's a lot of things that you're asking, but you're asking 81 to stop this edge rusher over here. While Tunsil is kind of chipping as well as Beck. And you're asking Heck to get out here to, I think that's Kwity Paye, right?
EJ Speed.
That's EJ Speed. You're asking Heck to make a heck of a play on EJ Speed. Like that's crazy. Dieter gets out there in time, but you're asking Heck to kind of come over here and cut this lane off. And what we see is that he kind of just pushes him into the play. And you've got this penetration that kind of forces him to go out further rather than just kind of go straight.
Fuck it.
So yeah.
Fuck it. You're already talking about it. Go back to the top.
No. Let's go to the play. We'll go. No. We'll go to the next play. We'll come back. We'll come back for the sake of time. All right, let's look at this next play real quick. All right, let me see. I missed it. I straight up missed what happened. Oh, it's just bad run blocking from the jump. All right,
here we go. This is the same shit to my point about heavy looks and running deuces into it and not being able to run through it because they're not used to it. So we do have two deuces on display. You have Juice and Dieter up, Juice and Dieter, and you have Shaq and Heck going up into the second level. The problem with the first play side deuce is the fact that Juice and Dieter are so not used to running a deuce together or a deuce in this formation. None of them gets pushed. But then I look, who the fuck are they trying to push? Oh, that's Grover Stewart. I know y'all heard that name amongst this goddamn show. One of the names that we've been trying to get on this team, the ones that's been bullying the Texans O-line since he got on the Colts. And this is one of the reasons why. Because he is a pillar, a rock in the run game. As you can see, no movement. Our O-line got no movement on a heavy formation play. We running a heavy look, and we got no movement for a net gain of 2 yards. We are putting up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players versus 4, and we got no movement. We have 2 deuces, and both deuces get no movement. And so this is what will be a point I'll bring up in the film design. And I'm glad you did it this way because we're great. We're great teammates, man. We're right here. We're right here, guy. Because hey, even if we call up deuces in the run game, because I know if I was an OC watching this dumbass show, sorry, Bobby, if you're watching it, this is not a dumbass show, but I'm ranting right now. Let me cook. If I'm watching this dumbass shit, I realize, hey, guys, if I can comment, I tried to run deuces and heavy personnel, and you know what? These assholes got no fucking push. And I say to you, Bobby. I say to you, O-line coach, my bad. I'm sorry. Then I bring up some. Then Leo down here will also say, then why the fuck did you bring these guys in? But hey, that's for off-season talk. I'm just saying, hey, in this situation, this could have been great if we fit it up properly, because we did. We got 2 deuces, but amongst the 2 deuces, we got no push, and none of the guys that got on the 2 deuces got to second level. So,
yep.
If we get to second level and we go to the tight view, if my guy Dieter's able to pause it for 1 second, if Dieter's able to actually push and chip Grover Stewart on top of Juice or onto the 3 technique of Juice, what she's supposed to do on this deuce block, attack the hip, attack the ribs, and climb second level and hit 48. If he does that, and 69 and 67, if Shaq is able to hit the hip of whoever that, probably 99, probably DeForest Buckner, hit his hip and push him over to Heck and climb, there should be a giant fucking hole up the center. Now we get from personnel problem to an execution problem. All right, I got the personnel here. Can the personnel execute the play? Let's press play. Let's see if we get no fit over. So at this current point in time, if we're 69, if you're not able to throw him over to 67, you got to make the heady play and climb. 63 and 70, if you're not able to heady play, the heady play will be Juice, you climb. And 63 takes over. But nobody makes a heady play. Everybody's trying to make the push. Because this is my problem with the personnel too. We got 2 people on 1 man and nobody's able to push. I'm about to get irate in this motherfucker. I'm about to get irate. But as you can see, the 2 deuces don't work. Actually, 3 deuces across the way. I forgot. Oh, my online coach would be mad at me for not remembering the old non-common. It was like they call it trolley, trilly, threes. It's a play on threes. It's a play on tries. So you got 3 deuces. And so none of them get pushed. And I'm not even expecting the tight end deuce to get pushed. I'm expecting just to man up. But we got 2 O linemen on 1 D lineman, and no push is made, and nobody gets to second level, and now press play. And what happens? We get a net gain.
Is VT still in here? Texans 22. You remember how we talked about a lot of Dameon Pierce running into the back of his blocker? This is why. This is why he runs into the back of his blocker sometimes. See this? He runs into the back of his blocker, but that blocker's not supposed to be there.
This shit is sad, bro.
This is what's happening. So yes, some of it is Dameon Pierce being bad, right? Messing up and not making the right play. But also,
we don't execute shit right.
If you're not executing here correctly in your interior,
I'm still staring to this moment as you keep talking. I'm still staring at Grover Stewart split a double team between Dieter and Juice Scruggs. Sad. Oh, that's the next play. My bad. Before I keep going on the rant.
All right. Oh, yes. Okay. Yes. We looked at some bad, but sometimes, y'all, we got to come back and have things.
To the greatness. When I say greatness, are you not entertained, Houston? Are you not entertained?
I don't know how many times I've ever watched a quarterback fade away and hit a dot. This is a 3-pointer. Straight up dot. Straight up dot. Craziness here, y'all. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Insanity. And why is this play so good?
I love the headiness of Nico Collins to understand, we in scramble drill mode. The moment he realizes, CJ moving around, let me move.
But I'm a nitpick here. I'm a nitpick a bit here. I need more effort from my tight end.
Oh, don't get me started on talking about tight ends.
I need more effort. I need more effort on that.
Don't let me get negative just yet on tight ends.
But I get it. But I need you to get the point of these 2 guys that we brought in here was so that they could get open and scramble drill. I don't need you to quit. I need better play from my tight end there. But hey, we'll leave that alone. We'll leave that alone for future stuff in the tight.
Because if I get to talking about Dalton Schultz bullshitting, he go bullshit for 4 or 5 plays. Then out of nowhere, make a great play, and I'm like, well, damn. Congratulations for finally earning a 10% of your game check today. I appreciate that, Dalton. I do. I really do.
Exactly. But what we have to really, really talk about here is the fact that
Dalton, if you're listening, it'd really be like 80%, 70%. I was mad you be getting beat on blocking plays, but I get it. You're undersized tight end going against a grown ass DN. I get it, but goddamn, show some grit. Continue. My bad about it.
But what I'm looking at here is the fact that Nico Collins was not just in his bag; he was in his bag against whoever decided that they were going to try and go up against him. It didn't matter. 40, 29, 23, 48. It didn't matter who was on him. They were going to get cooked. I know we're going long here. For those of you trying to get over to the H-Town Rundown, go over there. Go watch their stuff. We will still be here because we're watching film. Film takes a while. Get on over there. Watch their keys of the game. We'll also be going over ours later here.
Definitely.
This play is crazy.
Just greatness. Let me see the tight.
We got to look at the tight view.
I got to.
What makes this even crazier is once you see it from the tight view. Once you see it from the tight view, you realize that both tackles kind of get beat here. CJ kind of puts himself in a bad situation.
You know, and that's just one of the situations while trying to maneuver in the pocket, and they get beat to a certain extent because they got you got to tackle not knowing where my quarterback really is about to be. My quarterback moving around, I don't know he's moving around. I have a set landmark, a set point where I assume my guy to be, and I get to that point and I block to that point. As you can see how O-linemen, as you can see how they block. And so it's up to the quarterback to maneuver and set up his own escape lanes. And we're watching a rookie do some shit like this. This is some shit you don't see. This is some shit, and if you see it, you don't see it out of a rookie, dog. Like, this is insane. This is insane. Like, we haven't really been on that type of tip all year because we're kind of like looking at it, but just like Texas 22 is saying, just like VT is saying, just like I know Leo's going to be saying, this shit is insane. We're not supposed to be seeing this. The league don't even know what to do with this. They just say fuck. I don't know. Yeah. Because who would have thought an Ohio State quarterback would, as a number 2 overall pick, which doesn't happen, is going to be something. Yeah. All of us at one point in time all thought, yeah, I might like Bryce Young over CJ Stroud. At one point in time. Nobody thought this shit was about to happen other than Ohio State fans and CJ Stroud's family. So to see this shit happening is crazy.
Insane. Insane.
In the membrane, motherfucker. God,
but here's what really gets me, right? This play is crazy. But had this been Patrick Mahomes who threw this ball,
this bitch would be played on ESPN Top 5 for 3 weeks in a row. It's 2 segments. One of the Good Morning Football folks would have had 2 segments on this bad boy. This would have been everywhere.
Schrags would have been talking about it. You'd have had it on Sunday Night Football in America. They still be talking about this play today.
Toe tap.
Nobody's talking about it. And this is why, as
toe tap swag in this bitch too.
Yeah, come on now. And we got to give Nico some love because Nico didn't even just tap. He hit the ground.
You're goddamn right, Jay. I will tell you right now, that's one of the that's a hard fucking catch to make. As any NFL, college football, high school, that is a hard, it's called concentration. And I got to make sure this bitch don't even touch the ground for them to even try to throw a challenge flag. We're not even talking about him readjusting mid-route. We're going to talk about the fact that he completed this. Oh, my goodness.
Not only did he complete it, we need to talk about the other fact. He lands on the ground, which automatically means he's down and he's caught the ball in bounds. He proceeds to also get both feet in bounds.
I might as well.
They ain't ready for this play. Let me move on to the next one. Let me move on to the last play. Let's move on to this last one. We get a not so great play for the last one. We ended on a both high note and not so great note.
All right. And so let's get the let me get the wide view real quick. Yeah. And shout out to the Texas 22 guys, VT and the boys. Make sure you listen to them. But me and Leo from Texas 22, we were looking at this play a little bit earlier today. And we're kind of trying to figure out, because as we always state, we have no idea what the play call is, and we have no idea how they play things, how they scheme things up. We're just kind of trying to take the knowledge that we have and kind of trying to piece together shit. And so me and him trying to figure out, all right, if this is a cover 3 look, cover 6 look, they're probably doing some type of match look. I know they got a one safety high look based off of this thing. As you look at Houston Carlson, this is one of the plays that makes me realize why, yes, he's playing phenomenally for what we asking for him to be. But we're also realizing, this is why you haven't been on the roster since you got into the NFL. We're realizing why you're a journeyman. Yes, you're a capable NFL player, but we see those mental lapses in your judgment. Because if this is a cover 3 look, and even if you say a cover 3 look to the field side, so that field side being Nelson and Houston Carlson, you're not even playing cover 3 correctly. You're not even playing cover 6 correctly. I don't know what you're doing there, my guy, to be honest with you. Your eyes stay in the backfield, even though you know it's a pass, and you don't adjust to the pass until late. So to me, you're just out there looking. Now you got Steven Nelson in a pickle, even to cover the flats or cover this deep defender. Because you know why he's in a pickle? Because my guy Christian Harris is not covering the flats. I got my own pass responsibilities as I get deeper into coverage. So they're probably running an exotic, maybe cover 6, cover 8, cover 4, cover. I don't know. We're not in the film room. Are they running two? They're splitting the field down the middle and having one side of the defense cover 4, cover 2, or the other side cover 3. We don't know. I just know from what I'm seeing, we got a one safety high look that looks like a cover 3, but it might be one of those exotic looks as they got people playing the flats. Because as you see, Des McKean on the other side is playing the flats correctly. But on the other end, we have nobody playing the flats. Houston Carlson nor Christian Harris. So you got Steven Nelson in an interesting predicament. And so now you got Steven Nelson having to think too much and try to play both or cut off one, then react to the second one, and have him looking like he got burnt by Mo Alley Cox that almost hit us for a game-winning touchdown. I don't know what to say in this moment. Is it Houston Carlson? Is it Nelson? Is it both? Because I'm going to say it's both. And if I'm Nelson, I'm looking at Carlson like, what the fuck? But also, I see Nelson over here throwing up the no, sir, as I would too, because the dumbass missed a wide open opportunity to win the game. I just know that was a lot of bad on this play. There was a lot of bad on this play.
The thing that I really wanted to kind of point out here is this. A lot of times this year, and I know a lot of people that agree with me. Shout out to Texans 22, VT. Shout out to Crenshaw over there and the guys over there at H-Town, or not H-Town, at
Fan Battle.
The Texas Fan Battle. Shout out to the guys at the H-Town Rundown. We've all talked about Believe in Texans with Harley and Ruben. Shout out to them.
Shout out to the
boys. Shout out to everybody who's watched, followed, everybody like that. We have all talked about how who takes responsibility. That's a good question. Funny that you should ask that. We have talked about several times how Jalen Petrie in this exact same situation has made this exact same mistake, and we say he's garbage. DeAndre Houston Carson is making the exact same mistake, and who's coming over from the other side of the field where DHC has had to come every single time to try and save him? It's Petrie. So it begins to make me ask the question, who's making the mistake or who's teaching poorly?
Say that last part again.
Like, who's making the mistake or who's teaching poorly? And I ask that question because this is happening to every safety on that side with that responsibility. It's happened a lot. And generally, it's the safety over Steven Nelson. So is there a Steven Nelson problem? Is there a coaching problem? Is there a safety problem? What's the problem? Because we've seen this all year and it hasn't been fixed yet. You'd think they would be in the film room. We're seeing it, but why is this happening? Is this a play call problem where people just don't understand their assignments? I don't know. I'm pretty sure Christian Harris knows what he's supposed to be doing because he seems to be, unless he's just looking in the backfield and not paying attention to this flat. Is that supposed to be DHC's responsibility? I don't know.
As Brandon says, somebody's supposed to be there.
Who's supposed? But this has happened. This
multiple times
has happened multiple times. This bit right here. So we want to keep blaming the safeties. We keep blaming the safeties.
So is it?
But what if it's the person at the bottom of the screen who isn't taking their responsibility correctly. I wish we could go back to the film that we had. Remember that play against the Browns where David Njoku's running wide open in the flat? And Henry To'o didn't follow correctly. He gets burned because he bites heavily on a play action pass.
Yeah.
Now you put Petrie in a bind because he's got to decide between stopping the flat, which is David Njoku, which he wholly commits to, or stopping the deep ball, in which D'Angelo Ross he's step for step at the time, but then gets burned later.
Damn.
What?
I don't know.
It makes you question.
It's just a question. Whose responsibility is it? Whose job is it? Is it a coaching thing? Is it being coached improperly? Is it the player mishap, mental blunder? But it's something.
But why is it always the safety, right? Right? Is it always the safety's fault? I don't know. I don't think any of us know. Is it the DB coach's fault? Because that's Jonathan Joseph. Whose fault is it?
What coach
is making up a good point? Like, who's messing up here? Is it Christian Harris's fault? It's not always Christian Harris down here. Sometimes that's Steven Nelson. Sometimes it's Desmond King, who's on the other side of the field. Sometimes it's Henry To'o. So who is it? Is it always the same person that's on this side? Who's making the mistake?
One day we'll find out, man.
One day we'll find out. It is a concern going into that Browns game. Let's get back to that play. We were talking about play crafting. Let's see. Is it this one? I think it is. For some reason. Yeah, it is. It's this one. It's got some funky stuff going on here, but we'll get through it. All right.
Here we go. Give it a tight view. All right. So I don't know if you want to introduce this next section of the show. This is just a play craft, play breakdown, play design, play review, where we just pick a play that we feel like didn't work, and these are ways that we would adjust it, or it could be plays that work that we just trying to admire and say, hey, this is a beautifully designed play. One of the play we have up at hand is a play that I feel like has the potential to be ran better, and just minor tweaks could take this to the next level. As we all were here early in the show, this is a heavy look, a big look, whatever type of nomenclature or euphemism you would like to use. This is our big personnel look, and we run out of this look. We run a lot of looks out of this. And so sometimes we have a fullback underneath. Sometimes we have another tight end overhang. Whatever that may be, it's an obvious run look. It's a heavy look. We can do power. We can do zone. And so one of my biggest gripes with this is the fact that we don't do a lot of duo blocks or deuce blocks out of this look. We do a lot of quite a bit of full pulls, quite a bit of flash and goes or chip and goes. And if I feel like if we do more duo looks and double looks, we can have better fits to climb to garner a better running, I guess, gain. And so if you can press play in this, and so we could see how they have this fitted up. And they have it fitted up like I would like most of our run games to be. If we can have two duos up between the interior line of the heavy look, and for us to climb to second level so our running back doesn't get touched till maybe the second level. They're really hitting the third level, hitting a safety or having a linebacker pull them down till they get to the second level. And so with this duo look, we have a duo with Juice Scruggs and Michael Dieter. And on the other side, we have one with Shaq Mason and Charlie Heck. The reason why you say, all right, there's two duos that happen in this play, why didn't work? One of the biggest reasons why it didn't work is that we got no push on these duos. And I'm going to give credit to the Colts D linemen. They were able to thud this up and lose no ground. So shout out to them. They made a great play. There is no bad we really did on this play. Is more good on them. And so we have to understand situations where, hey, we did the right thing. They were just better than us on this play. At this moment in the page, they were better than us. And so this was a moment they were better than us. So between Juice and Dieter, you had Grover Stewart splitting their double team, causing them to miss time and having both of them not climb to second level to the EJ Speed at 45 as a linebacker. And on the other side, I think you had DeForest Buckner causing Shaq Mason not being able to hand off or toss over him to Charlie Heck for Shaq Mason to climb to the linebacker. So he causing their routine, their routine, their way that they carry out their duo block, he caused them to have missed timing. And so with that missed timing, you had the linebackers able to creep up and crash down and close off their run gaps and run lanes and cause this from being a 5-yard to 7-yard gain to a 1-yard loss to 2-yard gain max. And so if you carry out this play, you'll see that they got no push amongst the interior, and the linebackers were able to meet them second level. And so if we're able to carry out those duos better, you will have a better run lane for the running back to carry you through. Things will be fitted up, and you have Xavier Hutchinson having to crash over to pick up EJ Speed. You got their safety, I forgot his name, undefeated. You got Zaire Franklin making the tackle, and I forgot the other linebacker to help fill. And so you got all these untouched jerseys getting to the point of attack and causing the disruption, and so causing the game not to do anything, causing a moment to realize and saying, why are we even running the ball? And so those moments where Bobby Slowick and D'Amico Ron saying, hey, the run game is cool. We're getting the looks that we want. We're just to the point. We're not executing properly. And so one thing has got to give. Either we're going to keep hitting things on the head until something shakes, or it's going to be in the season.
It is what it is. I do agree with you, though. And we kind of talked about it earlier. We did it already. This is one of those situations where Grover might have got away with a little bit of a hold here. If I go back a little bit, kind of play. He's hooked both arms.
I'm getting double team, man. They never gonna call that.
It's true. But he is holding. It is what it is.
Tell the O-line to move their arms.
But at the same time, this is 300 pounds on 600 pounds right here.
And no movement.
Like, that's got to change. And if it doesn't change, somebody's got to get off. Now, in this situation, it should have been, since Dieter seems to have the better positioning, and I think the reason we can say that is because Dieter seems to be more inside. He's got, well, I don't know, nobody's really got good position.
The person that's really supposed to come off is Juice at this moment and realize, all right, let me come off, get the speed, and let Dieter make this into an inside base block.
Yeah. They keep going and pushing them down and out.
Yep.
And then Heck needs to come off here because he's got the better position.
Yeah, basically what Tussle's about to do, that's what Dieter's about to do. What it's supposed to do.
Yeah. And then what Heck needs to do is come off faster here and get out to 44.
Realize you're not going to gain your man and just go.
My problem, though, with Heck is this. Heck, I need you to play less like you're 6'7", like your number is 6'7". I need you 6'8". I need you to play less like that and more like you're about 6'2", because this weak fumble of an attempt can't be the case. Like, I can't have that. Gotta be better. And that's been Heck's problem the entire year. Now, he does make the right play, right? I think we can say that he does do what he's supposed to do.
Just doesn't get there in time.
He just isn't agile enough or fast enough to get there in time. Dieter just never makes the play. So
both of them don't. They just trying to get,
Dieter and Scruggs never make the play.
they just trying to get pushed the whole time. Like, I'm just trying to push this man, and he lost. But yeah, that's it for that play.
Yep. All right. Well, that is the end of the film review and of that next section. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to have a conversation. Let's have separate conversations. Why don't we? First conversation I think we need to have is this one. There's been a lot of talk about Bobby Slowik all year. Either he's not good enough in play calling, or he was in his bag, or he's got to get better because he's a rookie, or we need to keep him because him and CJ are just starting to cook together, or whatever the situation may be. The conversation needs to be had. I think, yes, we were critical, and he had some right to have some criticality thrown on him as a rookie offensive play caller. He stuck with some things that he shouldn't have stuck with for a little too long. He did some stuff that was questionable in play calls and games, and you kind of look back and like, what are you doing here? But let's look back at who he beat. He beats the Saints, which at the time was a top 5 defense. He beat the Falcons at the time, or he goes up against the Falcons. That was the top 5 defense at the time, top 10 defense. He beats the Steelers, who was at the time looked at as a top 5 defense. They had a top 5. I think at that time they had the best pass rush. TJ Watt and the other dude, I can't think of his name right now, were the 2 best pass rushers in the league at that point. He beats the Bucks, who they had a staunch defense at that point. He goes up against the Colts and beats them, and they were doing pretty well. He goes into the Bengals' house, and they're on a 4-game win streak, and he just runs all over them. Not only does he run all over them, they're throwing the ball all over the place. They're making them look bad. That defense was supposed to be good. Right? He beat good defenses routinely through the year. And some bad defenses he struggled with some in some games. We could talk about the Falcons game, talk about the Panthers game. We can talk about not wanting to lose him, because we really don't. I think we want to keep him for another year. But I think we got Gerard Johnson here that can help. On the Bobby Slowik situation, X. What do you think?
Wait. Hold on there, buddy, old pal. My biggest concern with the whole well, let me say this about the Bobby situation. Like, I still think like he's a great offensive mind. He's shown out throughout this year, shown out throughout the games. Like, he has an eye for scheming up some looks that's going to be great. But as we all know, like, he's a rookie OC. There's still mental blunders that he has, where it has moments like, all right, these are not moments a seasoned play caller would do. He will know the situation better. He'll know how to do these better. But for what he's done since week 1 till now, you can't say he's not a great OC. To shuffle through 9 linemen, to have a receiver to get over 1,000 yards, and almost had 3 receivers projected to have over 1,000 yards. To do this with a rookie quarterback, to do this with also having a rookie quarterback with no run game, with having a running back running back disarray and confusion until week 8 or 7, like halfway through the season, not knowing who's really going to be the guy. So, with all that being said, he still has moments of like play calling decisions where, hey, you're showing your youth, you're showing your immaturity, you're showing your inexperience, and so those are moments where you can't just say, oh, he's a genius, so he got to keep him. Those are moments you still got to state that, hey, I saw where you messed up. Like, that moment where you messed up and you thought nobody noticed. Hey, I noticed. And so it was just one of those moments where you just gotta call a spade a spade. Like he has his moments where it's like, hey, these are the moments where you can say that, hey, like having no run game till week 12 is a problem. Not knowing that your running back 2 should be your running back 1 is a problem. Not knowing that, hey, the way we have a fullback kind of stands off tendencies if we match it up with other personnel on the team. You have to understand, I guess, blitz pickups and I guess running formations a little bit. Like it just moments where he's like, all right, I would expect that you would adjust by now, but it just comes with just being just the youthfulness and just inexperience. And so there's still gripes that anybody could say to Bobby, but just to say that he's not a guy, it's kind of wild to me. It's kind of flawed to me. I want Bobby to be here next year. I want him to build that rapport with CJ again. And the reason why, and I can transition into your conversation about we have Gerard Johnson, we have Bill Lazor, we got guys in the ranks to come in and not miss a beat. I don't want to be a situation with Shane Steichen and the Chargers, Shane Steichen with Philly and the Eagles. I don't want a situation with Josh Allen and Bob Dable. I don't want a situation where you have the connection and the understanding with a guy. That guy leaves and changes, and then a drop off happens, and be surprised, like, oh, what happened? Oh, one of the other motherfuckers in the kitchen left. One of the other chefs that had a couple of the recipes left. Yes, this cook can be great. Yes, this player can be great, but it's a team game for a reason. Like, if you have a guy on your team that's we all know is a guy, as we can see with 5 interviews already to become head coaches in year 1 as a play caller. You can see he's a guy. So let's try to keep the band together as long as possible until we win the championship, guys. That's all I'm going to say about that one.
I agree wholeheartedly. I think I don't think I'm going to kind of say it as I see it, and then we'll leave it alone. In regards to Bobby Slowik, I don't think he's gone this year. I think next year is the year you want to start to kind of worry about that. This year, I wouldn't put too much stock in it. I think both we know and he knows he's not ready for that yet. I know people will bring up Mike Vrabel, who went from being a linebackers coach to being a defensive coordinator and not being that good at it his first year, and then suddenly being a head coach and just rocking it. I think he's got 2 people who he can really lean on in that. One's the current defensive coordinator, and the other one for the Texans. The other one's his head coach that he followed over here and respects highly. And then he's got a third person that's not even on this team that he can really kind of talk to and lean on, and that's Ben Johnson. So he can kind of get that experience and say, hey, it's good to kind of interview and see what it's like to interview for that job. But I'm not taking it yet because I'm not ready. You've got that option. D'Amico did it. Ben Johnson did it. Like, it's not like it's not been done before. And these are 2 coaches that we know are really, really good. Jonathan Gannon did it. Right? So don't get yourself in a tizzy over something that's not. I don't think it's very likely to happen. Not saying it won't. I'm just saying it's very likely that Bobby Slowik leaves this team this year. All right. Let's get to the conversation we really want to talk about. Playoffs? Talking about playoffs? We weren't supposed to be here, H-Town. XO, they told us we weren't supposed to be here.
We were supposed to give the Cardinals the number 2 pick again. I was said immediately after the draft, hey, Cardinals, get ready. You picking 1 and 2. And Cardinals they told us, number 1. They said the Panthers had the best one of the best off seasons. They are ready to win games. They have the best receiving core from any of the rookies that got drafted. I was told these things. I said that we are a poverty franchise, that we are a trash roster, and that DeMeco Ryans, a rookie head coach, this is annoying me again, all over again. DeMeco Ryans, a rookie head coach. Our boy Bobby Slowick, a rookie play caller. Dummy, low S2 cognition score. Oh, I play at Ohio State that has everything given to me, and I don't also have to throw the ball to set good receivers and not get sacked and set Big Ten. I also have to don't be a great player myself. Anywho, also the same reason why Kyle McCord had to transfer because he didn't live up to expectations. Anywho, C.J. Stroud, rookie, that we wasn't supposed to be where we supposed to be, that we were a poverty franchise, bottom tier folks, that we were giving the Cardinals a second overall pick. Everybody's going to get fired. Racist organization. We can't do anything right. We're the dummies, laughing stock of the NFL. My bad for my right. Continue.
Oh, and don't forget Nick Caserio was the worst GM in the history.
Nick Caserio, the worst GM ever. He's going to lead to – he's sabotaging the Texans. He's going to be with Bill Belichick and Bill O'Brien back with the Panthers, back with the Patriots, that we don't know what we're doing, that we're desolate for abomination, whatever.
Nick Wright talked a lot of trash about
that we can't do anything right, that we're just the worst organization, right? Who is the McNairs? They're racist. They're dumb. They don't know what they're doing. Jack's the reincarnation from the dude from already know what the movie I was about to say.
The Omen, whatever movie, it don't even matter. All we need to know here is this, and my wife got the H's going up there. Shout out to the Queen there. Bill Simmons talking about Bill Simmons don't even know anything outside his own team, the Celtics. He don't even know anything about them. He knows the history of the team, but he don't even know how to.
Bill Simmons saying that we ain't going to be nothing. That was the most idiotic trade on the man. They're a destitute franchise. They're not going to win any games. What are they thinking? They're not playoff ready. They don't have a roster that's even good enough to even sniff the playoffs, even the division. These were things that were said by professionals, real people that we value their opinions on. This is what I'm talking about. These are guys they pay hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars to even $100,000, even $10,000, couple $1,000. You get paid money to say these things on national networks, utter nonsense for months, and we have to listen to it. And we see these imbeciles say words again. Say words again. Put this bitch up again. Put this up again. Chris Collinsworth said idiotic things that Sean Payton consents dysfunction over a fucking Zoom call. You can tell my whole organization, $1 billion program, is dysfunctional from fucking Denver, Colorado. You had the gall and audacity to speak on my team. And the Broncos did what?
Sean Payton.
What? I want you to know they haven't even sniffed the playoffs since Peyton Manning had a neck.
He didn't have a neck when they sniffed the playoffs last time.
And that's saying something.
But let's talk about this real quick. Let's talk about this.
These insiders were saying these words and things, and we're about to say we're in the fucking playoffs. I wish they would say something.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Marty. My bad.
You're good. Sean Payton said to our face on not just Chris Collinsworth, but he said this on Colin Cowherd's show. He said you could tell some teams are dysfunctional just by a Zoom call. Chris Collinsworth.
Hey, Sean Payton, you got 70 fucking points rung onto you this year, and you can't figure out if you want to keep Russell Wilson or not. You imbecile. Fuck. You didn't win a championship until you told your defense to take ACLs. Don't talk to me about dysfunction. Don't say anything to me about anything.
I'm just saying. But here, I'll go a little bit further. There's been too much disrespect that's happened in Houston. Before we even jump into the playoffs, H-Town, we really need to hear this because you need to hear it bad. All season long, the Texans, your team has felt disrespect, not just from the national media, but from you. It's been from you too. You ain't been on the stadium in time. You ain't been to the games. You've been selling your season tickets to other fans. That's right. I've seen it. All the terrible towels waving, all them Browns fans in the stadium, all those Steelers fans, all the whoever fans, the Broncos fans that were out there. You know, all the times that the Texans were outnumbered in home team fans versus away fans. Yeah, they've been disrespected too much this year. They aren't happy about it. And they're about to show you why the disrespect was too real. It's the playoffs. They might deserve to be there, but do we? Ooh, y'all ain't ready to hear that conversation yet. Y'all ain't ready to hear that conversation. Fans, get up, get loud. It is time to get into the stadium. It's time to get in there and show that this team, that this city, that this fan base has been disrespected for far too long. And we're not going to let a fan base that literally went 0-16, something that the Texans have never done in their franchise history. We're not going to let them tell us that we're a bad football team. We're not going to let them show us that we're a bad football team. We're going to put that back on them. We're going to save poverty. That's never been us. That's always been you. Let's move ahead though, because y'all ain't ready to have some of them conversations. Team health.
Ready.
They ain't never been ready. Team health. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of stuff from Aaron Wilson today and various other people who are reporting on the team health. There's only one player that's set to be out outside those who are on IR and out for the year. Only one player who's set to be out this year or this game, and that's Jerry Hughes. Everybody else is available. That means Will Anderson, John Grenard, Noah Brown, Robert Woods, all them players that we thought we're like, oh man, well, they're going to be gone. They're going to be gone. They're going to be gone. All them players are available. Shout out to the Queen. We got to be in the stadium early tomorrow. Let the team know we're here. Let the other team know they ain't welcome. All our players are back. We're getting healthy at the right time. Right as we go into the playoffs, we got to come out swinging in this game. What do you say, Exo?
We do, man. We do, man. We already know the Browns are giving us no respect at all. They still remember the week 16 matchup, and they know that they feel as though they have our number. They know how to beat us. We came out there and we laid the bed. We should have egg. Like we didn't come prepared. We got hit in the mouth. And so we have to come into this game ready for a dogfight, ready to prove to the whole entire NFL. Like, I get that y'all calling us a happy story, a cute story for the year, and that our time is up. But we got to show in this game like we're not about to go down easy. We have the ability to beat the Browns. I really highly and believe that. Like, we have the ability to beat the Browns. Is just, are we going to beat ourselves in the process? That's the big question. Are we going to beat ourselves in the process? Because if we have another day where we let another player on their team have a career day, we're going to lose. We had two, like, we can't even say that Flacco had a career day. He did it. He's Joe Flacco. He won a fucking Super Bowl. He had a career playoff run. We let Amari Cooper set a Cleveland Browns franchise record on us in our own home, in our own house. We can't let that. We can't allow for that to happen again. So if we come out, we're going to have Jonathan Grenard back. We're going to have Will Anderson back. We're going to have C.J. Stroud back. and we're going to have Nico Collins back healthy. And so we have all these pieces back, and we're going to see who's really the better team.
Yep. We're about to see. We are about to see. And because of that, last two things you saw. One, we don't want to repeat the last game. And two, I'm tired of looking at mental mistakes. We saw them in this last game. No matter how good we played or how bad, how much a lot of our voices disappeared, I saw some mental mistakes. We had a lot of penalties that last game. Can't have that happen again. We can't have dumb plays where we're asking question of who's guarding the flat. And Mo Alley Cox is burning your corner down the sideline. Can't have that. But with that being said, before we jump on out of here and you guys put your questions out in the comments, predictions. Exo, what are you predicting for this game?
Hard fought battle. I see a secondary battle again between their secondary and our secondary. I don't know if this game going to be as much on the ground as I expect or as I think it might be. Amari Cooper is going to be guarded better. He's not going to have another, knock on wood. He's not going to have another career game, but we got to figure out something like we said last time. If we can figure out something with Njoku, we figure out something with Cooper, we pretty much got the game. We have a good run defense. I don't know. Last week we let 200 and some fucking yards up, but we still figure out a way to win the game. But that's pretty much just luck on that point versus us winning the game. Shout out to the football gods being our favorite last week. But the fact that, hey, we gotta win this game. We can't just hope for the football gods to be in our favor. We can't let them we can't beat ourselves, and we can't just let them walk away with this motherfucker. Last time we played them, first play of the game, we let them walk away with this bitch. They hit us in our mouth, and we couldn't get our shit back. We over here holding our mouths together, trying to stop the bleeding instead of getting back into the fight and saying fuck it. So we gotta figure that out, and if we do, we're gonna be all right.
Agreed. I'm gonna go ahead and say I think we win this game. I think we come out with the win. I don't think it's handily. I thought the Colts game would be a bit more handily than we wanted. I do think we had a better shot. We should have actually handily beat them. We missed out on at least one more touchdown. That missed pass to Dalton Schultz, which we didn't show in the film review. But that was a missed touchdown because there was nobody that was going to get him. He was wide open. I think, though, that this game will be a win, and I think we go out and shock the world. I think we win by 5 points. I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna say we win 27-22. That's what I'm thinking. 27-22.
Okay, bold boys.
And the reason I'm saying that is because I think our defense will be much stauncher than last time. We didn't have either of our starting pass rushers. We lost one of our, for like half the game, we lost one of our corners, and he came back in to kind of grit through it. But, I mean, he couldn't do anything that game. So half the field is kind of open. We sat one of our captains, like on defense, we sat him, we benched him, and played his backup, and that didn't go very well. I mean, none of what we normally would see in that game was there. So, yeah, I think we go out there. I think we go out and win in a way that nobody's really expecting. We move on to the divisional round and take care of business there, hopefully, as well. All right. You guys know what time it is. We're nearing the end of the show. Get your questions out there. Go ahead and post them there. But if you don't have any questions, you guys know how to get in contact with me. You guys see it all down in the description. You guys can find our information there. Exo, tell them how to get in contact with you outside of Twitter if there's anywhere they want want you to.
All right, you want to get me outside of Twitter? You can't at this current moment in time, but that will change very soon, very soon, very soon. We'll be creating a new Twitter for y'all to hit me up at with any football questions, and especially if you're trying to get into the football world and stuff like that. I'm always willing to help out, give you a hand, give you some advice. Anytime you have a football conversation, I just want to watch a film or just want to watch or talk about anything related to the sport or the game that I feel is amazing, I'll let you know real soon. But until then, you can catch me here. You can catch me on Twitter Spaces or anywhere where just Texas football being talked about. I'm probably going to be there real soon. Back to you, my boy Moderate. I appreciate the great show, and thank you again.
Of course, of course. You guys can find me. You know where to find me. I'm on Twitter at the Moderate Texan, or at Moderate Texan is really how it is. You guys can find me there, and you'll be able to see that here in a second. Here, you see Jay, the Moderate Texan, at Moderate Texan. You can find me there. You can also email us. We do have an email, the Moderate Texan at gmail.com. So feel free to email us. You can catch us on Discord in the Texans 22 Discord channel. Just ask the Texans 22 guys if you can get added to that. Or if you're a fan of the Texans Thoughts Discord or Texans Thoughts, which was Jordan, go ahead and message me there. I am there as well. So feel free to get in contact with me. As always, Exo, I think we did a pretty good job of this today. We got to piece through the darkness, bump and kick and fight our way through the darkness, find just a little bit of light, and bring people right back to the middle. You guys know who we are. We are the Moderate Podcast. That's Exo Intro, my co-host, my partner in crime, the guy who knows film better than me. I'm Jay, the Moderate Texan. I think we'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out, H-Town.
You want to see it?